Morning everyone, hope you're all okay. Right, I'm coming on this morning to show you my latest batch of ATCs for the ATC swaps that I'm doing with several of you. Thank you very much. Excuse me, sounded a bit groggy. I've just got up. First job, I've not even been down and made a cup of tea. I'm like, right, go and get the video done. So it's my morning grogness. Anybody would think that I was a smoker the way I cough and splutter in the mornings. Too much information. So I finished these off yesterday and I'm really quite pleased with them all. I've obviously got my ATC head on at the moment. These ones were painty paper that I'd done alcohol inks on mailing bags when I did the video a few years ago when I had the light bulb moment that the mailing bags are like Yupo paper, and put half of one of these flowers that I was doing last week and just some words. This one is the painty acetate. And I used pieces of acetate for a paint palette, and then I've left the paint to dry. That's the paint's on the underside of it. You can see the shininess of it, and then just on the top I'd put some gold flakes. Just with Just a minute. Bear with me a second. I just thought of something. Oh, I don't know where it is now. Oh no. Where's it gone? There it is. Right, gold flakes, Steph. I use, as I said to you the other day, I use all sorts of different glues. Glue stick, I can't remember which one I used on this, glue stick or just a thin bit of wet glue and just leave it for a little bit. Or this is, I picked this up by mistake. I've shown this lots of times before when I've been doing the flakes. Picked this up by mistake thinking it was an outliner paste from Hobbycraft ages ago, and it is actually for doing the flakes, but this one you're meant to leave it for 30 minutes, is it? Oh, allow to dry for 1 to 2 hours depending on thickness of application. Ready to use preparation. Don't know whether that, oh yeah, leave it to, you're supposed to leave it to dry and then cover with the gold leaf. But yeah, I mean, I just find glue sticks as good as anything, but I think you can buy other stuff as well. Anyway, that's that one. Another one of my flowers and some little words, and I'd already stitched around the edges. That's right, that's why I stitched around the edges on these ones, because the this paper on some of the card, it kept coming up, it wouldn't stick to it properly. So I thought, let's sew them on. This is on the Yupo type paper as well. Oh dear, grog. Is that one? And I have actually now used all of my ATC bases up. Is that one? Oh, this one was on, this is on photo card with alcohol inks. And this one is on photo card with alcohol inks. I shall be keeping well, I shall keep one of these for myself, and then I shall keep another one of This is the acetate again, paints underneath, gold on the top. Oh, this is one of the chipboard pieces that I picked up from the scrap store, and then last year I think it was, I'd got some Pebeo, is it Prisme paints? Prisme paints that I like. They look a bit enamel-y, fied, and I was playing with those. Thought that would look nice on there. Again, this is a acetate piece. Oh, sun's coming out now. It was not too much glare. One of the wooden pieces. This one is actually a chipboard. Is it chipboard? What do you call it? Wooden? Not wooden, I don't know what it is. It's that. It's not cardboard. Feed your soul. This one, the actual background has been cut out as an ATC size for, I would say, 4 years, and they've all been in my folder ready for when I've found inspiration to do something with them. And it was either normal tin foil or the foil tape that I'd stuck on some card and then put through the my embossing folder, and then I think I'd put alcohol inks on, rubbed it on and rubbed it off sort of thing. And this was the last one that I did yesterday, and I was like, what can I do with that one? And then I remembered I got this is one of the pieces of fused plastic where you melt plastic bags together. And this was like the garbage bags, bin bags, black bin bags that I'd done. And then I just went through it in the embossing folder. Oh, I don't know whether you can see. I can't see because the sun's like right in my eyes. Went over it with some silver, Inca gold. And then I just, I don't know whether you can see, put some little bits of glossy accent on and just stuck some little bits of bling on. So I quite like that one. I actually like all of these. Oh, this is the one I'm keeping for myself. I don't know what went on there. My sewing machine was really being kind to me, and then just all of a sudden we got bird's nest on the back. So I always keep the ones that I like least, so that'll be the one that I keep. Right, so then I went on to still some backgrounds that I'd already previously made up, but I decided to get the Tim Holtz little paper dolls out, and I just used pro markers and my different markers to colour them in a bit. That was some sort of texture paste on the background, not sure what I'd used at the time. Oh, and I just went over this bit at the bottom with some Pebeo gold paint yesterday because it was just white texture paste. And I decided to use a skeleton leaf. I've got loads of skeleton leaves that some I've bought, some I've had given me, and I just don't tend to use them a lot. I just thought I'd sit him up there with that behind him. And some of my these are the Tim Holtz, whatever words they are. Not chit chat, they're different ones. That's that one. This again was, the background is, I think it's the foil tape that you get. I'd put through the embossing folder and put alcohol ink on. One of my chipboard pieces, which I've just, oh no I have, I was just going to say I haven't gone around the edges, but I have. I went around all the edges with gold and then just black around the top edge. This was just a little scrap piece of, wanted something for him to stand on, and there was just a scrap piece of book page. So I just went over it with some green ink on my finger, gave him a green suit. Now he's off to challenge the world. This is alcohol inks on I think it's alcohol ink. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. There's no texture to it. On the Yupo style paper again. Little boy, and I don't know whether this is a Tim Holtz from the Tim Holtz ephemera pack, or I've got another ephemera pack from the works, but I've got them all in the same bag, so I don't know which is which. It just says you are enough. Just checking that I've finished them all on the back. This one is chipboard piece. This is, excuse me, last year or the year before I did a video where and I'll try and link it if I can find it. It's you won't be able to see, but it's the cellophane paper that comes on, you know, when you get flowers, there's cellophane paper before the other paper on the outside, and I decided to go in my mad professor's lab and see what I could do with it. And I got my 20-year-old blooming glass paints and just scraped it on and off, and these I've done lots of flowers and feathers with them, and I think this must have been 2 years ago, and I've still got some of them, and the smell is still quite strong. So if I send you something and it smells quite potent, it's probably, yep, oh, just slightly on that one, it's probably glass paints you can smell. So I've done that. And then these are just the scraps that was left, so I stuck them on there. I can't remember what glue I used to stick them on. Put some gold flakes on, coloured the little boy, didn't know what else to do with him, and let's have a look. I still left them out. Last year sometime, I think it was, or it certainly wasn't this year, so I've not been anywhere much. I picked this up from one of the charity shops for 50p, and I can't really say what it is. It's a weird, don't know, it feels a bit like, you know, the loofah bath sponge, it feels a bit like that sort of texture, but all those for 50p. Oops. Yes, so I've stuck some of that on, just for him and his little doggy to stand on, and then I just decided to put some of my little enamel dots on there. And that was my boy. This one was just, I think it's the mailing bad Yupo type stuff underneath with the alcohol ink on, and then I'd put some texture paste on the top. What texture paste, I have no clue. Don't know what I'd used, but it's hard. Well, it will be, because it's been made a couple of years, 2 or 3 years probably, sitting waiting for a life. Yeah, so I used half of my flower at the bottom, and then the little girl, gave her a little pink dress with a pale blue collar and pink shoes and pink little socks, and she could believe. And the little number, I really hope you can see because I'm struggling. And this one again, this is the alcohol inks on the Yupo type paper. I keep doubting myself as to whether it's alcohol inks, but I'm pretty certain it is, because that's what I used on those bags. But it's just the colours that are throwing me a bit. Some sort of ink anyway. And then, yeah, gave her a blue dress, put her on a skeleton leaf, and she's just escaping the ordinary. And used the other bit of skeleton leaf up there that I'd cut off of that side. And last but not least, this is definitely alcohol inks, but this is on glossy card. I've left all the strands on, but if you get one of these with strands on, please feel free to chop them off. I know not everybody likes them. I don't understand that. Why would you not like the strands? But it's each to our own. Yeah, so this one's the alcohol inks on the background. Some of that trim again. I thought I was going to have a job sticking it down, but I just used a tiny little bit of the Yoo-hoo glue and it stuck down nicely actually. Then brighten the ladies up a bit, because they did look a bit drab in their grey. Gave them pink and purple hats and coats and shoes. And then that makes life wonderful. And I think they've probably got the combined age of 302. Yes, so that's my little show and tell for this morning. I did have a good day yesterday doing all of these. Well, no, say doing them all, finishing them all off, shall we say. So these will all be going out on Saturday. Mr. Doodle said if I get my act done, I can't even speak. If I get my act together and get them done before, he'll try and post them before if he can, but I'm going to say Saturday. So, yes, yeah. Right, thanks for watching everyone, and thank you again ever so much everybody that said you want to join in the swap with me. It's really lovely to see them start coming in as well, and I hope you'll all enjoy the ones that I send you. So take care, thanks for watching, bye.